Have you ever wondered why certain numbers keep popping up in the Bible, almost like they're hiding secrets in plain sight? From the mystical power of 7 to the divine trio represented by 3, numbers in the Bible are more than just figures. They're keys to unlocking profound spiritual truths. Imagine decoding a divine language that reveals God's plan, order, and messages in a way you've never seen before. Intrigued? Let's dive into the captivating world of biblical numerology and uncover the hidden significance behind these mysterious numbers. Biblical numerology is the study of numbers in the Bible and their symbolic significance. Throughout the scriptures, specific numbers appear with such frequency and in such specific contexts that they seem to carry special meanings beyond their literal sense. While some numbers are straightforward, others are shrouded in mystery and invite deeper exploration. Before we delve into specific numbers, it's important to note that the context in which a number appears can greatly influence its meaning. A number's significance may vary depending on the situation, the people involved, and the cultural and historical background. Therefore, while we explore these numbers, we'll consider their context within the biblical narrative. As usual, to encourage us, kindly hit that like button and share this video with others. And remember to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our future explorations into biblical mysteries. Key numbers and their significance. Let's dive into some of the most significant numbers in the Bible and uncover their meanings. The number 1 signifies unity and primacy. The number 1 represents unity and the singular nature of God. It symbolizes the concept of monotheism, the belief in one God. The Bible consistently emphasizes the oneness of God, as seen in passages like Deuteronomy 6:4, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one." This number also signifies primacy and the beginning. In Genesis, the first book of the Bible, we see the creation of the world, highlighting the beginning of time and existence. The number 1 is often associated with God's position as the first and ultimate authority. The number 3 signifies divine completeness and perfection. The number 3 appears frequently in the Bible and is often associated with divine completeness and perfection. This symbolism is evident in the concept of the Trinity, which comprises the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Each aspect of the Trinity is distinct yet unified, reflecting a perfect divine unity. The number 3 also appears in key biblical events. For example, Jesus rose from the dead on the 3rd day, symbolizing victory over death and the completion of his mission on earth. Jonah spent 3 days in the belly of a great fish, foreshadowing Christ's resurrection. The number 4 signifies creation and the world. The number 4 is symbolic of creation and the material world. It represents the 4 cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, and the 4 elements, earth, air, fire, and water. In biblical literature, the number 4 often signifies the completeness of the earth or the material universe. For instance, in the book of Revelation, there are 4 living creatures around God's throne, representing all of creation. The number 4 thus encapsulates the entirety of the physical world and God's dominion over it. The number 7, spiritual perfection and completion. The number 7 is one of the most prominent and symbolically rich numbers in the Bible. It represents spiritual perfection and completion. This symbolism is first seen in Genesis, where God created the world in 6 days and rested on the 7th, sanctifying it as a day of rest. 7 is frequently associated with God's divine plan and the completion of significant events. There are 7 days in a week, 7 seals in the book of Revelation, and 7 parables in Matthew 13. The number's recurrence emphasizes its importance in conveying the idea of divine order and completeness. The number 10 signifies law and order. The number 10 signifies law, order, and completeness. It is often associated with the 10 Commandments, which form the moral foundation for the Israelites and, by extension, many Christian ethical teachings. The 10 Commandments represent a complete set of divine laws given to guide human behavior. Additionally, The number 10 is significant in various biblical passages that illustrate completeness, such as the 10 plagues of Egypt or the 10 lepers healed by Jesus. The number 12 signifies God's authority and governmental perfection. The number 12 symbolizes God's authority and governmental perfection. It is often associated with the 12 tribes of Israel, representing God's chosen people. In the New Testament, Jesus chose 12 apostles, symbolizing the establishment of a new spiritual Israel and the foundational structure of the church. The number 12 also appears in the description of the New Jerusalem in the book of Revelation, where the city has 12 gates, each guarded by an angel, and the names of the 12 tribes inscribed on them. The number 40 represents testing and trial. The number 40 is often associated with periods of testing, trial, and preparation. In the Bible, we see numerous instances of the number 40 being used in contexts of challenge and transformation. For example, Moses spent 40 days and nights on Mount Sinai, receiving the law, Exodus 24:18. The Israelites wandered in the desert for 40 years as a period of testing and reliance on God, Numbers 14:33. Jesus fasted for 40 days and nights in the wilderness before beginning his ministry, Matthew 4:2. These periods of 40 often precede significant events or transitions, symbolizing purification and preparation, lesser-known numbers, and their symbolism. While the numbers we've discussed so far are some of the most prominent, there are many other numbers in the Bible that carry significant meanings. Let's explore a few lesser-known, but equally intriguing numbers. The number 2 signifies witness and division. The number 2 often represents witness and confirmation. In Jewish law, 2 witnesses are required to establish a matter, Deuteronomy 19:15. The number also signifies division and contrast, as seen in the division of the Bible into the Old and New Testaments. The number 5 signifies grace and goodness. The number 5 is frequently associated with grace and God's goodness. This is evident in the Pentateuch, the first 5 books of the Bible, which lay the foundation for God's law and covenant with humanity. The number 5 also appears in the 5 loaves used by Jesus to feed the 5,000, symbolizing God's provision and grace. The number 6 signifies imperfection and man. The number 6 is often seen as a symbol of imperfection and human weakness, as it falls short of 7, the number of completeness. The creation of man occurred on the 6th day, and the number is also associated with the mark of the beast, 666, in Revelation, symbolizing ultimate imperfection and evil. The number 8 signifies new beginnings. The number 8 is symbolic of new beginnings and renewal. After the flood, 8 people were saved in Noah's Ark, representing a new start for humanity. In the New Testament, Jesus' resurrection is celebrated on the first day of the new week, the 8th day, marking a new era of salvation. The number 9 signifies fruitfulness and finality. The number 9 is often associated with fruitfulness and divine completeness. It is the product of 3, divine completeness, and 3, perfection. The fruit of the Spirit in Galatians 5:22-23 includes 9 attributes, symbolizing the completeness and finality of spiritual fruitfulness. Now that we've explored the significance of various numbers in the Bible, you might wonder how this knowledge applies to our lives today. Biblical numerology offers several practical applications for personal growth and spiritual understanding. Numbers in the Bible often highlight the order and precision of God's plan. By studying these numbers, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the divine orchestration of events and the consistency of God's actions throughout history. Recognizing the symbolic meanings of numbers can enrich your Bible study experience. It allows you to see patterns and connections that might otherwise go unnoticed, providing a deeper understanding of the text. Spiritual growth. Numbers like 7, 40, and 12 can serve as reminders of key biblical themes such as spiritual perfection, testing, and divine authority. Reflecting on these numbers can inspire spiritual growth and a closer walk with God. If you're inspired by these insights, support us by liking this video, Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest content. We love hearing from you and appreciate your support.